Three stages of the vision of God. Sometimes we have our vision, but our vision must be in line with the Word of God. Other times there is a vision or a dream from God, but we must partner with God to ensure it is accomplished. Sometimes we receive a vision or a dream from God, but because of negligence, we let go of the dream and vision. Because somehow we forget or we were not aware. But other times we fail to write it down, and hence we just forget it because of not writing it and take it for granted as an ordinary dream or a vision. The vision of God may be kept in three stages. The first stage is the reception stage. In this stage, things are very good, and in fact, you are no threat to the devil. It is a good stage. At this stage, you have many friends than enemies. Joseph also received his vision from God, and the reception stage has no difficulty. In fact, it was reaffirmed. But there was another waiting, another stage, and this stage is the battle or the war stage. When Joseph began accepting the vision to partner with God by confirming it, indeed he began even telling his brothers, and he also told his father. But this was the beginning of the battle, because it will not be easy, as there was no acceptance to it. The war began with the family of Joseph. His father could not agree that he will one day bow to his son. And the brothers were even more frustrated with Joseph because he was the most beloved out of all his father's children. And therefore they were angry with him. With the claims that he will one day reign over them, it made them even angrier. This is where Joseph found himself in a war or the battle stage. To a point the father, who loved him so much, could not agree with him. The brothers were even angrier with the thought that Joseph would think he would reign over them, and ended up selling him. Egypt, he met with another war. He had two choices to make, either to remain faithful and suffer, or commit sin by laying with the king's wife. He rejected sin. In fact, he fled from sin. He was accused and imprisoned. At this war stage, you will lose friends. You will lose family members. They will go against you. In your suffering, you will call upon people, but they will turn their faces away from you. At this war stage, you are now a threat to the devil. Devil has a vision to kill and destroy. And what does he aim to destroy? He aims to destroy the vision which God has placed in you. That is why when you align to partner with God to accomplish his vision, the enemy will fight you by all means. This is where one might even think that the devil has assembled all demons from hell to wage war only against him. There is an aim and a reason as to why the devil wages war against you. He wants to make and ensure you are at your lowest, to waver in faith, so that you feel that God has abandoned you, which will give a thought of God as a liar, and in the end push you to abandon the vision of God in your life, and therefore make you nothing, because the devil knows without the vision of God, you are nothing but lost. This is a stage where the devil tries all means to put an end to the vision of God. This is the stage where you go through integrity, courage, patience, and character test. Joseph's integrity was tested through Potiphar's wife, but he evaded adultery. The world today is a lover of money, and therefore others are put to war on their finances, and this is where the devil will time and again present you with opportunities to steal from your bosses so that you can rescue your situation. Integrity is really needed at such points for Christians. It is important to note that during this war or battle stage, the devil will use deception, using the most important need in your current situation to trap you. And by so doing, you deviate from God's vision. How many Christians and pastors have fallen from God's vision because they have failed to uphold integrity, and the enemy ran away with their vision of God in their lives? After battling in the war where God is at the center, there is finally good news. In the third stage is victory stage. This is where the vision comes to pass. God who began the vision and then you accepted, partnered with him, and you went through a test, and now victory is achieved. It is not only achieved, but it's also sustained by God. Good thing about God's vision is that once it has been achieved, God will always sustain it. When it is achieved, upon its achievement, those who are against you or even those who ran away from you will realize that indeed God was with you, so that God is glorified through his vision. God will ensure that his vision is accomplished as long as you stay faithful and continue to pursue that vision till the end. It is important to understand one thing about God's vision. It is that God ensures his vision is reproduced and passed on. Moses passed it down to Joshua. But even before that, God had made a promise to Abraham that his children will become slaves, but at last they shall be released from slavery. So it was passed to Abraham, and then it was passed to Moses, then Moses to Joshua. Elijah passed his to Elisha, and Jesus passed it to his disciples. Paul passed it to Timothy, and so on and so on. Therefore, anything born of God must be reproduced. As long as you've won your battle and found victory, that is why the enemy continues to battle you all through to ensure that he wages war. And in the second stage, when you fail to continue staying strong to achieve victory, then it means you will lose it. And the devil fears the reproduction of God's vision because he knows it is growth. So take heart, because within these stages is where we find victory. Without war, there is no learning and no growth. It is through temptations that we learn the tactics and the will of the devil. Therefore, take care to ensure that God's vision is achieved.